What is up, guys? It's TheGreatWall back at again with another video. Today we are here with another Add a Legend challenge, and today it is going to be the Texas Rangers. Very historic franchise. They've had a lot of great players come through their team, and a lot of them you'll see today. This is an okay team. I mean, they've got a solid starting rotation for the most part. The only issue is Jacob deGrom is going to be an 85 by the end of the season, and Evaldi will also probably be like an 84, 85. So problem is right now our best players are too old. Besides Corey Seager, he's such a beast. So yeah, I mean, they just won a World Series in 2023. Hopefully we can bring them back to that glory. I think we might be in a little bit of trouble because they've got a lot of solid guys, but they don't have enough good guys, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's go ahead, let's sim out the test year and see just how well they can do. All right, we're at the home run derby. The team is actually doing very well. Corey Seager's at the home run derby. Dalen Lyle is at the home run derby. What planet am I living on? 2 nationals at the home run derby? Wow. Okay, I don't have words for that. Corey Seager is an all-star. Hopefully something we see a lot in this one. Nathan Evaldi is an all-star as well. Yeah, we're at the point where a lot of these teams are almost, good enough to compete on their own. So hopefully we should start seeing, at least soon, we'll start seeing some teams actually win the World Series in their test year. So yeah, let's finish out the rest of this year and see how they finish off. All right, we finished 84 and 78. Now, is that our actual base level? I don't think so. I genuinely don't, but I think it's not a bad place to start. We did make the playoffs too, which is good, as the 6th seed, so barely snuck in there. Just finishing above the Blue Jays in the wild card. No award winner, so let's see what we had as a bright spot. Wow, Brandon Nimmo up to an 89. 5-6 out of Corey Seager, 5-1 from Brandon Nimmo, Evan Carter with a 3-5, Danny Jansen with a 3-4, Josh Young with a 3-1, Duran with a 3, Josh Smith with a 2-9, Kyle with a 1-2. So where's Wyatt Langford? Only a 0.1. He hit sub 200 with only 400 at-bats. Wow. Okay. Pitching did okay. Chris Martin with 36 saves. Evaldi, Mackenzie Gore. Dude, Evaldi's down to a 79. That's not good. DeGrom only down to an 89, which isn't bad. So they kind of switched places with how far they were going to fall off from what I was guessing. 4-3 from DeGrom, 2-5 from Mackenzie Gore, Evaldi with a 1-8, and Tyler Alexander with a 1. Yeah, let's hop straight into the playoffs. See if they can do it in their first year. They're going to lose to the Tigers. That's unfortunate. It is what it is. Let's go add our first legend. All right, I don't know if this is the person you would guess is the first one we're adding, but we're going to add Pudge. Yeah, honestly, one of the greatest catchers of all time. Was an absolute beast for the Rangers for a very long time, and I think we can all agree that this is his most known team. He had, I think, about 1,600 hits here. Yeah, so I would consider him a Ranger above anything else, and he was very good here. So hopefully he can go ahead and, lead us back to the playoffs, and I think he definitely can. So let's go see what he can do for us. All right, we're at the home run derby. Let's see. No one here. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Pudge. I was going to say Pudge should definitely be here. He is probably the best catcher in the league. Honestly, he should be. At least defensively, he should be. He's hitting 305. Shea Langeliers is an all-star hitting sub 200. Wow. That's insane. Do we have anyone else? Maybe Corey Seager? No. Yeah, it looks like no one else. All right, that's fine. Let's finish out the rest of the year. Right now, we are in first, so let's see if we can finish off strong and make it back to the playoffs. All right, we do finish 88 and 74, make the postseason as the 5 seed, so step forward. Brandon Nimmo led the league in runs, so I guess that's something. Pudge was second for the batting title, so good for him. Let's see, who else did a job? I mean, wow, Brandon Nimmo did a job too. Good year from the guys. 8-5 from Pudge. We expected that. He was a beast. Corey Seager with a 4-2. Brandon Nimmo with a 4. 3-8 from Wyatt Langford. That's more what I like to see. Josh Young with a 1-9. Evan Carter with a 1-7. And Big Cock Jock Peterson with a 1.4. Hell yeah. Jake Berger with a negative 2.7. Chris Martin with 47 saves. Honestly, he gets so many saves, and I have no idea how. 3-9 from Evaldi, who was, at an 83. Mackenzie Gore with a 2-6. DeGrom with a 1-9, who is down to an 81. So the main question in this video is going to be, how far did these two fall off, and can we survive it? Martin with a 1-2, and Josh Boers with a 1-1. So back to the playoffs. We're taking on division rival Houston Astros, and they're going to beat us in 3 in a very close series. All right, let's add our next player. All right, the next player we're going to add, it's just a, small pitcher, nothing too crazy. It's going to be, Nolan Ryan. You knew he was going to be here. He finished off his career in Texas the last 5 years. I think it was only 5 years he spent here. Another player, this is, I think, one of actually our first repeats of the series, is getting Nolan Ryan. He's going to be here for Houston and the Mets as well. Maybe not the Mets, but definitely Houston. So, yeah, all-time strikeout leader. He was a beast when he was with the Rangers. Was he as good as he was with the other teams? Maybe not, but he was still an absolute beast. So, yeah, hopefully he can help bring some stability to the top of our rotation. All right, we are at the Home Run Derby. How are the guys doing? No one here from our team. That's all right, though. I mean, honestly, that doesn't matter too much. 55 and 41. I think we had the exact same record last year at this point. Pudge is an all-star. Okay, DeGrom's here, but no Nolan Ryan. So DeGrom's staying strong at this point, which is good. No closer for us. Pudge is here. I like how Shea is now almost hitting 300 after last year only hitting almost 200. So nice little 100 increase from him. Anyone else from our team here? It is not looking like it. That's all right. That's all right. Let's finish out the year strong. Try to get back to the postseason. That's our obvious main goal here. All right, 92 and 70. Good year. Honestly, we finish in the 4th spot, so we still finished behind Seattle. That's all right. Nolan Ryan leads league in strikeouts. Jacob deGrom led in WAR. Pudge led in WAR as well. So definitely a phenomenal start to this season, I should say. 8-4 from Pudge, Seager with a 5.9, Langford with a 3.9, Josh Young with a 3.2, Brandon Nimmo with a 2.4, Josh Smith with a 2.1, Michael Hellman with a 1.4, Evan Carter with a 1.3, and Alejandro Osuna with a 1. Good for him, as well as Jock Peterson. I didn't even notice him. Yeah, all right. Pitching-wise, DeGrom still at an 89, Evaldi at an 80, Nolan Ryan, okay year. We need some stability with the closing role. That is a definite must. But how did the guys do WAR-wise? DeGrom with a 5.2. Nolan Ryan with only a 2.4. I mean, his stats fell a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Gore with a 2.2. Rocker with a 1.5. So maybe need to be a little bit better with the pitching. I feel like Nolan Ryan was a kind of a letdown. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get into the playoffs here as we get swept by the Rangers. So we have not escaped the wild card just yet, but hopefully with the next player we add, we should be able to. All right, the next player we're adding is Michael Young. He spent almost his entire career here besides this 2013 season, and he was honestly a really good player. A lot better than I thought he was. He was a 7-time All-Star, was top 10 in MVP voting twice, and he also won a Gold Glove. This is the MLB The Show version. I did boost his stats a lot to kind of make him, as good as I think he could be in this game. So he is playing shortstop, and then we did move Corey Seager over to second base because he has a slightly worse arm, but he's still a solid defender. So this should work out well. Hopefully this is enough to at least, skip the wild card round altogether. At least that's what I'm hoping. So yeah, let's go see. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby. We have kind of had an underwhelming start to the season, which leads me to believe that our 2 starting pitchers are not doing too hot. We're 9.5 back. We're 10. We're in a good spot. Pudge and Michael Young, both All-Stars. DeGrom is here as well, so it looks like DeGrom is still decent, which is good. He's down to an 88. Do we have anyone else? Are any of you guys mind? No. Pudge, obviously, we saw he is not having a good year, so that might be the problem. Corey Seager at second base, he's doing pretty well. Anyone else? Dude, I have a hair somewhere. Okay, I think I got it. Michael Young hitting 333 at shortstop. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention he did win a batting title, so yeah, he was very good. It looks like that's gonna be it for the team. That's all right. Hopefully we can finish off strong and make it back to the playoffs. I'm assuming we're gonna have to go through the wild card again, but who knows? Fingers crossed. All right, we have a phenomenal second half. We win 99 games and we do take the division, and we're the 1 seed. Move over Seattle. There is a new king in town. hopefully us, for a long time. Nolan Ryan leads the league in strikeouts. Pudge, Michael Young, great years from the both of them. Brandon Nimmo was second for the batting title, so good for him. Cy Young goes to Nolan Ryan, his first of his career. I think it's actually so crazy that Nolan Ryan never won a Cy Young. Nathan Eovaldi was second for the Cy Young. Okay, so he stayed. See, this is what I need. I need this consistently. Him staying good. Let's see. 8-1 from Michael Young. Pudge with a 6.5. So looks like since we brought in Michael Young, he's kind of taken a step back, but that's all right. Brandon Nimmo with a 5.6. Langford with a 5.3. Corey Seager with a 5. A 3.5 from Danny Jansen. Not bad. 3.4 from Josh Smith. 2.9 from Evan Carter. Ezekiel Duran with a 2.4. Josh Young with a 2. So overall, the team did really well. Jake Berger, you are making it so hard to not replace you immediately. 38 saves out of Jacob Latz. DeGrom, okay, he's only down to an 87, so we're not in a bad spot here. Okay, let's see the WAR numbers. 4.2 from DeGrom and Eovaldi. Nolan Ryan with a 3.8. I'm assuming it's because of his insane walks per 9, if I had to guess. Mackenzie Gore with a 2.7. So, okay, we need to do well here. Come on, Seattle. Dude, I just talked so much shit to them. Nah, we're gonna choke the 2-1 lead. Yeah. Maybe I should not have talked shit. Are they gonna win the World Series? Yeah, they do. I shouldn't have talked shit. That's my bad. All right, let's go at our next player. All right, the next player we're adding is Charlie Hugh. I don't know how you say it. But yeah, we're adding him to the team. I didn't know this, but he is a knuckleballer. Apparently was, good enough to pitch for 25 seasons. He was basically, I'm not gonna lie, he was mainly an inning eater. But yeah, he was actually pretty good. He led the league in batters faced twice, which I think is hilarious. Yeah, he's age 32 in this because that's the first year he was on the team. I didn't make the player model, but I did change the stats to kind of, make him good. So yeah, hopefully he can do a job for us. We're hoping he can just help bring some more stability to this rotation and finally get us to a World Series. So yeah. All right, we're at the home run derby. The team is actually extremely disappointing, which is not something I thought I'd be saying. We're currently only 51-45, so we need to step it up. Wyatt Langford's here, as well as Ivan Rodriguez, aka Pudge. Charlie, I'm gonna butcher this for so long. I'm just gonna call him Charlie for the rest of this video. Jacob Latz is here, good for him. Pudge, we saw. No Michael Young, that is insane. Wyatt Langford, hold on. I made sure I did the right thing. Okay, yeah, so I did make sure I did that. Okay. For a second, I thought I didn't. Oh, Pudge is here. All right, I'm losing my mind a little bit. Ignore me. Yeah, we need to close this gap, get back to the playoffs. We're the second-ranked team on paper, so we need to kind of start performing like it. So hopefully they can do a job. All right, so definitely step back. We only won 88 games, and we give the Mariners the division back, which I'm going to eat my words. Nolan Ryan, Charlie, Jacob Latz led the league in saves here. Did he win delivery man? No, but Charlie won the Cy Young. Nolan Ryan second, right behind him. It looks like just a down year for too many guys. 7-7 from Pudge. Langford with a 7-1, stepping up a little bit, which is good. Michael Young with a 4.6, 3.7 out of Corey Seager. Josh Smith with a 2.6, Josh Young with a 2, Brandon Nimmo with a 1.7, Evan Carter with a 1.5, and Danny Jansen with a 1.4. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised Evan Carter's actually, putting up decent WAR numbers. Brandon Nimmo needs to be better. That's one thing I will say. Jacob Latz, like we saw, was a beast. 5.5 from Charlie, 2.7 from DeGrom, who's down to an 87, 2.5 out of Nolan Ryan, Nathan Eovaldi with a 2, Mackenzie Gore with a 1.1. So the rotation is very solid. We've got 5 really solid guys, so that's not the problem. I don't know what the problem is. I'm guessing the bullpen. But yeah, let's hop into the playoffs. Minnesota, come on, it's got to be, I was going to say, it's got to be easy. We're taking on Seattle. Time to get our get back. We sweep them. Kansas City. We're going to the World Series against the Dodgers. No way. Yeah, they're going to beat us in 5. But you know what? The fact that we got all the way here is a solid sign, honestly. Wyatt Langford, playoff MVP. Michael Young, Pudge, right behind him. So, yeah, let's go at our next guy, and maybe we get our first World Series. All right, the next player we're adding, I know it's going to look weird, Elvis Andrus. He's in center field. He obviously played shortstop in real life, but he was a decently speedy player. So we're going to move him to center field because that's our biggest need. It was either him or Michael Young moving out there. And I think Elvis Andrus was just a little bit faster. I didn't make the player model, and I did make some changes to him, obviously. I didn't realize that he was actually technically better at the age of 28 in 2017 with 5.7 WAR compared to 2011 where he was 22 with a 4.2. But that's all in the past at this point. So yeah, we're kind of basing it off those 2 years. So he should be decent enough. He should really help us out. So yeah, hopefully we can finally win our first World Series. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby. How are the guys doing? No one here. All right, it's okay. Let's see. Okay, Elvis Andrus is out there. Corey Seager, DeGrom, Pudge. And Elvis Andrus, I will say, was he the greatest player of all time? No. Was he really good for the Rangers? Absolutely. Definitely a very phenomenal player for them. Obviously, honestly, I view him more as a glue guy who was actually, you know, really good as well. Brought a lot of smiles to people's faces. So, I mean, that's the main reason why we brought him in. Michael Young here as well. Corey Seager, we saw he's doing really well at second. And Pudge. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully we can make the playoffs, do a job. But that's kind of why Elvis Andrus is brought in before a lot of other guys. Plus, he spent a lot of time with the Rangers, so that's also the other reason. All right, we finished 95 and 67, and we still get stuck in the wild card. Seattle, get out of my way. Nolan Ryan, Jacob deGrom, Charlie, Michael Young, Elvis Andrus. Okay, he had way too many RBIs. That is a little bit high. I think it's just because our team is really good. At least that's what I'm hoping for. We didn't win any awards, which I think is crazy for how many things we led the league in. Wow, Michael Young had 218 hits. Good for him, I guess. Elvis Andrus with an 8.3, so maybe a little bit too good. Michael Young with a 6.7, Pudge with a 5.8, Seager with a 4.7, Nimmo with a 4, Langford with a 3.6, Josh Smith with a 2.3. Yeah, the bench didn't do too hot. Jake Berger, I gotta get him out of there. Wow. Pitching wise, are we missing? Hold on. Are we missing a relief pitcher? No. Who had all our saves? Oh, I'm guessing Jacob Latz did. Yeah, Jacob Latz had all our saves with 30. Okay. I was so genuinely confused for a minute. I was like, no way we made it through this entire season with 7 or 8 saves. 10 saves, whatever it is. Oh, wow, that would have been really bad. 6.8 from Charlie, 4 from Nolan Ryan, DeGrom with a 3.3, Mackenzie Gore with a 1.5, Evaldi with a 1.4, so he fell off. DeGrom's kind of holding on. Leiter with a 1.2. Yeah, I don't think this is the year, honestly. Okay, we beat Houston, Seattle. Wow, I love the 2-0 to losing the next 3. That's like my favorite script in this game. So, thank you SDS for making it that predictable. Let's go at our next player. We're over the halfway point, so we need to start winning now. That's the goal. All right, we needed to add some stability to the bullpen. We're gonna bring in John Wetland. He's the all-time leader in saves for the Rangers with 150. So yeah, hopefully he can come in and do a job for us. I think it's crazy that a lot of teams, like a lot of these historic teams, like their all-time save leaders are like in the hundreds. You know, you would assume they're in like the 200s or 300s, but it's relievers are one of those things that get kind of like traded around a lot. So yeah, hopefully Wetland can do a job for us and bring a lot of stability to the bullpen, which is probably our biggest need at this point. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby. No one here. All right, that is not, you know, an ideal situation. I feel like, I mean, it's not the end of the world. We are first, finally, 10 and a half ahead, which is good. Michael Young, Corey Seager, Pudge, we'd like to see that. Nolan Ryan, finally an all-star. It took him long enough. Wetland with 27 saves, good for him. Pudge, we saw. Anyone else? Seager, anybody else? Michael Young, we obviously saw him already. Elvis Andrus out there in center. That's a little bit more like it, honestly. That's probably right around where it should be. So yeah, we'll take that. Yeah, that's gonna be it. All right, let's see how they finish off the rest of the year. See if we can take the division, finally get out of the wild card slump that we're in. So yeah. All right, so we finished 102 and 60. Could have been better, but we kind of, you know, fell apart towards the end of the season. We finished first in the conference, so Nice little bye. Nolan and Ryan finally arrives. Charlie, good job from him. Elvis Andrus, I saw. That was about the only thing I saw. Delivery Man, John. Nolan Ryan, Cy Young, and Michael Young batting title. None of them for the MVP, though, which is hilarious. See how the guys did. Let's see. 7 out of Michael Young. Pudge with a 6.5. Andrews with a 6.3. Corey Seager with a 5, 3.8 from Nimmo, Josh Young with a 1.8, Wyatt Langford with a 1.7, and Ezekiel Duran with a 1.2. My God, Jake Berger. This is probably the best Jake Berger season we've had in this entire video. Wetland we saw with 48 saves. Let's see. Charlie with a 5.7, Ryan with a 5.3, DeGrom with a 3.9, not bad. Gore with a 3.3, Evaldi with a 2.8. Josh Boers with a 1.2 as well as Chris Martin. So, oh, and I forgot John Wetland had a 1. So yeah, I mean, we had a good year. Can we please win a World Series? Give me Detroit, please. Seattle. Oh my God, dude, they just love doing that. They just love that. Yankees, come on. Oh wow. Okay, never mind. We're right there. We're right there. Let's go at our next player. We've got 4 left. 4 left. So. We need to win one soon, please. All right, you knew you were gonna see him at some point. It is Adrian Beltre. We were gonna bring him in at some point. You kind of had to, you know, assume that was gonna happen. It sucks. As cool as it would be to have Beltre and Elvis Andrus on the left side of the field again, we're not gonna do that as much as I would like to. As much as I was genuinely thinking about just putting Michael Young out in center field, but. I gotta stay true here. I am actually going to slide. Who's better defensively? I am gonna slide Josh Young to first base to fix that hole for now. So yeah, this is the team. This needs to be a team that makes the World Series again. So let's see if they can do it. All right, it looked like Beltre was the missing piece of the puzzle. Pudge with 34 home runs, Beltre with 26. I did actually make a different change. We moved Corey Seager to first base and then put Young at second. Beltre, Pudge, Brandon Nimmo. Okay. Charlie's here as well. John Wetland, 32 saves so far, not bad. Pudge we saw. No Seager. I thought moving him to first might help him kind of just focus on hitting, but apparently not. Beltre doing a job. Michael Young at short doing a job. Andrus in center doing a job. So it looks like he is doing about what he's supposed to be doing now, so that's good. And then Brandon Nimmo we already saw. So yeah, hopefully we can finish out this year strong and take some momentum into the playoffs. All right, just a casual 114 win season, which means we're probably going to get knocked out immediately. Charlie, wow, have a season. Pudge led the league in home runs, and I did not touch Pudge at all. Wow, that sounds really bad, but you know what I mean. I didn't change him at all. This is just his natural MLB The Show version doing it. John Wetland, delivery man. Charlie, Cy Young. Pudge, MVP. Michael Young, batting title. I mean, just look at the top 3. I mean, come on, it's us. Oh, you know what? I just realized they now switched it. So well, I don't know if they just did it, but I never noticed that they made it. So now that it changes like the top 3, like where you see average, win, loss, all that. I didn't know they changed that. And I don't know if that was a this year thing, but I don't remember that being in last year's game. So, you know what? Shout out to them for fixing that. That's cool. But how did the rest of the team do? That is the more important question on my mind. Obviously, we saw Michael Young win a batting title. 9. Okay, never mind. My bad. Jumped the gun. 10-4 out of Pudge. Michael Young with a 9.5. Adrian Beltre with a 6.7. Andrews with a 6.5. So shout out to the dynamic duo. Corey Seager with a 4.3. Did well hitting wise, but needing to do better. Josh Young with a 3. Wyatt Langford with a 2.4. Nimmo with a 2.2. Josh Smith with a 1.4. Jake Berger. Why is he playing so many games? That is the question on my mind. Wetland with 50 saves. Okay, so 220 winners here. But all of our starting pitchers had more than 10 wins and none had 10 losses. So that'll play. That'll play every day and twice on Sunday. Come on. 5.6 out of Charlie, 3.6 out of Nolan Ryan. DeGrom with a 3.5. Evaldi with a 2.4. Mackenzie Gore with a 2.1. Wetland with a 1.9. Kumar Rocker with a 1.4. Boers and Josh Boers and Jacob Junis with a 1 piece. I mean, this is what we need. Jack Leiter, not so good, but he didn't really pitch, so I don't blame him. Come on, this has to be the year. Houston, we have a problem. Yankees. Oh, taking on the Dodgers. We need our get back. And we're not going to get it, dude. This is the hardest part about the Dodgers is I'm doing an Add a Legend challenge and we are still getting clapped by them. Like, that is insane. That's how good of a team the Dodgers have in this. Wyatt Langford, playoff MVP again. So his second one of the video. We have yet to win a World Series, though. We have 3 players left. Hopefully this next one can lead us to the promised land. All right, the next player we are adding is Kenny Rogers. Funnily enough, he had 3 different stints with the Rangers. Obviously didn't make him, but I did change his stats a little bit just to make him a little bit better for us. So yeah, I just think it's funny that he came back to the Rangers 3 different times. He started off with the Rangers, left for about 5 years, came back, left for another year, and then came back again. So you know what? Shout out to him for being a Rangers diehard, I guess you could say. So yeah, hopefully this is going to be more than enough. I mean, our rotation is lethal. I mean, come on. Like, seriously. We need to do a job here. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby. The team is elite again. Wow. Hashtag Ozuna from the Pirates. Good for him. We're elite again, as I am trying to say. Yeah, 67 and 29. That'll play. Only 2 All-Stars off rip. Beltre and Pudge. Kenny Rogers is here. Shout out to him. John Wetland is here. Pudge we saw. Beltre we saw. Michael Young is here. Elvis Andrus is here. And that is about it. Alright, that's not too great, but it's okay. Let's finish off the year strong. We need to win our first World Series. I mean, we're running out of time, and this team is more than capable of doing it. Alright, 113 and 49 will definitely play. Is it worse than last year? Yes. Is it still insane? Absolutely. You know, it's funny and crazy. This is the exact batting average that Michael Young had when he won the batting title. Shout out to him. Kenny Rogers wins a Cy Young in his first year with us. He obviously was not a rookie. Beltre MVP, Michael Young batting title. Beltre with an MVP. This is honestly, I'm not going to lie, one of the weaker MVP classes I've seen. Normally, you can't win an MVP with less than 45 home runs. So, shout out to the guys for holding it down. Pudge with a 7-9, Beltre with a 7-7, Young with a 7-4, Andrus with a 7-3, Langford with a 6-7, Corey Seager with a 5, 3-7 from Brandon Nimmo, Josh Young with a 1-9. Yeah, I mean, the team did decent. We have some holes to, I mean, we have like 1 hole to fill. Wow, that's insane. It's an insane thing to say. Kenzie Gore with 6 saves, so good for him. 5-9 from Kenny Rogers, 4-7 from Charlie, Nolan Ryan with a 4-3, DeGrom with a 3-2, Evaldi with a 3-1, 1-9 from Wetland, Boers with a 1-2, as well as Mackenzie Gore. It's going to be interesting to see who they run with in the playoffs. But without further ado, it is time. Seattle Mariners. Are you kidding me? All right, let's go add our last hitter. Is it our last hitter that we're adding? I think it's our last hitter. Yeah, let's go add our last hitter to the team. I have nothing else to say. This is bad. All right, the second to last player that we are adding and the last hitter that we are adding is Rafael Palmeiro. You knew he was going to be here at some point. Was a very good player for Texas. So, yeah, hopefully he can do a job for us. Mr. Corey Seager is back at second base. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, this team is way too good to not win a World Series. I mean, come on. Like, come on now. We are way too good. Maybe, obviously, you could say our bullpen isn't strong, but, like, we've got 3 good starters in the bullpen. Like, we need to do a job here, or else we might be in danger of failing our second one of these, which is crazy to say. So, hopefully the team can lock in. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby. How are the guys doing? You can't see it because my face is in the way, but Rafael Palmeiro has 40 home runs. Wow. I would just take a guess that might have been a good move for us to bring him in. He is an all-star starter. Charlie's also a starter. Do we have anyone else? John Wetland. No Pudge. This is the first time he's not an all-star, which is crazy. No Beltre. No Michael Young. Elvis Andrus is here. Brandon Nimmo's here. So maybe good news, maybe bad news, who knows. But we are currently 11.5 games ahead. So come on, this needs to be the first year that we get one, please. All right, we win 116 games. It's a disappointment we didn't break the record. It's not enough. The team is Palmeiro, what are you doing, dude? 65 home runs. And for reference, I didn't change anything about this card at all. I didn't change anything about him. And he's out of here hitting 65 home runs. Are we serious right now? Are we dead ass? We have 7 award winners. John Wetland, Delivery Man, Charlie Cy Young, Palmeiro, Hank Aaron, Kenny Rogers, Rookie of the Year, Palmeiro MVP, Palmeiro batting title, Palmeiro Triple Crown. What a season from the team. Mainly Palmeiro, but still, what a season. Holy, even if some guys had down years, we were so good. 10-2 out of Palmeiro as a first baseman. That's like 15 WAR as a center fielder. 8-9 out of Elvis Andrus, 6-6 out of Michael Young, Seager with a 6-2, 4-8 from Pudge, Beltre with a 4-3, Nimmo with a 3-7, 2-4 out of Wyatt Langford. We need a better DH. Unfortunately, we're not going to get one, but still. Pitching, I always almost forget them. Okay, not bad. Could have been better. John Wetland with 55 saves. 6 from Charlie, 3-9 from Kenny Rogers, 2-9 from Nolan Ryan. I'm not going to lie. He has been a humongous disappointment. DeGrom with a 2-9. Gore with a 2-7. Is he starting games? Oh yeah, it looks like he started 23 games. Wetland with a 1-8. Boers with a 1-4. Who starts did he take? Is Nathan Eovaldi not in the playoff roster? Oh wow, so he drops off 10 overalls in 1 year. Yeah, okay, that's not ideal. All right, playoffs, come on, we need to just steamroll. Boston. Wow, for once it's in our favor. Come on. Yankees. Yup, come on. Dodgers, we need our revenge. And they're gonna just beat the fuck out of us. Oh my god. 3rd time in a row we lost to the Dodgers in the World Series. Michael Young, playoff MVP. We have 1 player left to add. The Dodgers have absolutely just dominated us. I really have nothing else to say besides they are just killing us. Let's go add our last player and pray that it's enough. All right, the last player we are adding is Jeff Russell. He's 2nd all time for saves for the Rangers, so pretty much the main reason he's here. He also pitched here for 10 years. Yeah, pretty simple. Hopefully he is the missing piece of the puzzle. I honestly think he's going to be, because we don't really have too much good relief pitching. So yeah, I'm hoping that he can help us finally win the World Series. All right, Home Run Derby. We are lethal in the regular season once again. Honestly, none of this matters. All-Star Game doesn't matter. Home Run Derby doesn't matter. Our record at the Home Run Derby does not matter if we don't win a World Series. Charlie is an All-Star. That being said, we do like the accolades. We don't mind them. John Wetland is here. Pudge is here. Palmeiro is here. Beltre's here. Michael Young is here. Elvis Andrus is here. So the team is good. We know we're good. We know in the regular season we're going to turn it up and do really well. But we've got one last shot at winning a World Series, or this will go down as the 2nd team without a World Series. And guess what they both have in common? They are both in the AL West. So yeah, come on. We need to step up here. Let's finish off the year strong. All right, 115-47. This is our 4th straight 100-win season. We know the team's good. We know that they're going to come out here and win games. Delivery Man, John Wetland, Charlie Cy Young, Kenny Rogers, Rookie of the Year. So Palmeiro, not as good of a year, but we don't care because he's still a beast probably. At least I'm guessing. All right, let's see. 8-3 from Elvis Andrus, Beltre with a 7-5, Pudge with a 7-1, 6-5 out of Michael Young, Palmeiro with a 5-6, Nimmo with a 4-1, Seager with a 4, Langford with a 2, Jake Berger showing up finally with a 1.1, and Josh Young not showing up. That sucks. 49 saves out of John Wetland. Yeah, I mean, the guys are doing what they need to do. I will say Nolan Ryan, you have been a massive disappointment. Kenny Rogers with a 4-6, Charlie with a 4-2, DeGrom with a 3-5, Mackenzie Gore with a 2-5, Nolan Ryan with a 2-2, Wetland with a 1-6, Jeff Russell with a 1-5, Jacob Junis with a 1, and Nathan Eovaldi with a 0.9. So not very good there. Come on, please. Tampa Bay. I was gonna say no shot. New York, come on. Thank you. Phillies, we need to do it. The Dodgers aren't here. We need to do it. Dude, we go down 0-2 and then win 4 straight. You're telling me we couldn't just do the 4 straight part first? Michael Young, World Series MVP. Michael Young, playoff MVP. Michael Young is the GOAT. Shout out to Michael Young. But yeah, with the shot clock winding down at the buzzer, we do get our one and only World Series. So shout out to the guys. Do I think this team should have won 3 or 4? Absolutely. But we will settle for the 1 because we don't have a choice. So that being said, thank you guys as always for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. And peace.